Welcome to Onyx Darkheart's infamous lair. This sacrilegious dwelling wasn't carved from rock or built with mortar. It was twisted from the very fabric of misfortune. The air crackling with unease, the ground yielding like soggy moss beneath every footfall. The entrance, if one can call it that, is a jagged tear in reality, veiled by an ever-shifting curtain of despair. Each room, each grisly detail, speaks a silent language of fear and suffering. A macabre symphony composed by the maestro of malevolence herself. And within this twisted haven of darkness, Onyx waits, her obsidian eyes gleaming with malice, plotting her next move in the eternal game of shadows. Enter if you dare. For those brave enough to continue, just to the left of the entrance lies the library of dark magic which hums with forbidden knowledge. A strong smell of old parchment and dust fills the air. Leather-bound spell books, older than time itself, lay sprawled like fallen angels on the cobblestone. Whispering grimoires, unbound by gravity, pirouetted through the air, their pages swirling like inky constellations. Each crackle of parchment and swirling glyph promises power at the cost of sanity. A pulsating emerald glow emanates from the heart of the chamber. Here, nestled amidst the leather-bound spellbooks, rests an infinite tome. No ink graces the tome's parchment. Instead, lines of pure luminescence twist and writhe across the surface. It seems to breathe, words forming and unforming in an endless cycle, whispering secrets in tongues long dead and languages yet to be born. The glow casts long, distorted shadows, dancing on the faces of those foolish enough to delve into its secrets. Each flicker seems to murmur promises of power, of unraveling the universe's deepest mysteries. Madness lurks within those swirling lights, waiting to consume the unwary, to twist their minds into grotesque parodies of their former selves. The infinite tome beckons, a siren song of forbidden knowledge, its emerald glow a beacon in the shadows, drawing moths to their inevitable doom. Next, we come across the Petrified Forest that stands frozen in eternal twilight. A blood-red skylight, filtered through an unnatural haze, casts the trees in shades of grey and bone, their knobby branches reaching gnarled fingers towards a sky perpetually choked with carmine storm clouds. Here, silence reigns supreme, broken only by the mournful whisper of the shrieking wind. In this eternal twilight, one lone flower pierces the suffocating monochrome. A defiant splash of pearly white against the ashen canvas, it blooms from the heart of the forest, its petals radiating an uncanny inner light. This is the tearstone flower, rumored to be impervious to decay, a mocking symbol of life amidst this wasteland. At the forest's edge, a stone sentinel stood guard. Whether they are statues sculpted by Onyx's dark whimsy or just unfortunate enough to be caught in the lair's gravitational pull, it is impossible to tell. Dead moss and lichen, like morbid tapestries, cling to their unmoving forms, obscuring their features, rendering silent screams lost in the frozen fugue of the woods. Hanging from solemn branches, bleached clean by the unrelenting atmosphere, are chimes of polished bone. With every gust of wind, they sing a sorrowful melody, a lament for the life stolen from the forest, a chilling counterpoint to the defiant bloom of the tearstone. Woven amidst the petrified branches, hang webs spun from threads of shadow. They shimmer faintly in the unnatural light, casting intricate patterns upon the forest floor. The whispering webs await, ready to snare the unwary who dare to trespass on the lair's cursed grounds. We now move to the throne room, a keen mockery of majesty. From here, Onyx surveys her domain, a skeletal puppeteer with dominions of dread as her strings. At the room's periphery, two monstrous eyes bulge, glowing with the same pulsing emerald as the apocryphal decor. These eyes scan the room with a predatory glint, their gaze a psychic caress that chills the marrow and probes the depths of any who dare approach. Should they sense trespasser or treachery, their emerald luminescence erupts in fury, summoning forth ethereal talons that lash out from the shadows, tearing intruders limb from limb in a symphony of screams that echo through the twisted halls. And amidst the pulsating light lurks the harrowing reaper. This monstrous entity was formed from Onyx's darkest desires. Its oppressive frame hums with sinister energy, Eyes like twin, malevolent voids peer from beneath a skeletal hood, its every movement a silent promise of agonizing death. Onyx sits here upon her throne, draped in robes woven from shadow and despair. The verdant glow casts her in an unholy aura, highlighting the cruel amusement that dances in her empty eye sockets. With a mere gesture, she commands the harrowing Reaper, sending it on missions of terror and torment. The throne room is more than just a seat of power. It's a nexus of Apocrypha's corrupting influence, a place where nightmares take form and reality bends to Onyx's whim. Aside from the throne room, a journey to hell is marked by a hallway of paintings, canvases, once masterpieces, now lay across the ground, their subjects contorted in silent screams. Paintings once beautiful were twisted into expressions of unutterable terror. As you navigate this hallway of shattered dreams, the paintings unsettlingly seem to shift underfoot. But the true centerpiece of this macabre gallery is not on the ground. Hovering in the center, pulsing with an unholy rhythm, hangs an enormous disembodied heart. This is no static organ, mind you. It beats with a life of its own, each throb sending tremors through the fabric of the hallway. Thick arteries weave through the heart, feeding lifeblood to the organ, their crimson fluid shimmering with an otherworldly luminescence. With each beat, a guttural moan reverberates continuously. It mocks you with its vitality, a perverse reminder of the life force Onyx twists and extinguishes with such glee. Its every beat resonates with the screams of her victims, their stolen lives fueling this monstrous engine of pain. Beyond the heart lies a large doorway that leads straight into hell. To emerge on the other side of the door at the end of the hallway is to have stared into the abyss and returned, forever marked by the echoes of evil that cling to your soul. Only the truly desperate or the utterly mad would dare cross this threshold and gamble with their very essence. In the bowels of the Lair lies a sanctum of macabre comfort. This chamber speaks of a chilling intimacy, a twisted reflection of home. There stands, stark against the shadows, a solitary table hewn from ancient lava. Upon the table, a single book rests, its pages crafted from human skin, etched with blood in a language that exhales forbidden power. The tome whispers, its inky tendrils promising secrets of dominion and pain. Next to the tome, a sanguine chalice resides with crimson liquid, its hue deeper than any mortal wound. Whether Onyx uses this chalice for rituals fueled by spilled life force, for grim pacts with infernal entities, or simply for a perversely theatrical toast to her own darkness, remains an unsettling mystery. A chill emanates from the left side of the quarters, where a wooden coffin sleeps, forgotten curses twisting across its surface. Adjacent to the coffin, an ivory footbath, fashioned from a hollowed-out skull, rests brimming with a viscous crimson liquid. Beneath the surface, barely glimpsed through the murk, lies a form, bound and gagged, eyes dawning with terror. This was Onyx's most recent muse, her newest canvas for a masterpiece of trepidation. On a cracked obsidian pedestal rests a Vulkesh egg, its obsidian shell veined with molten gold pulsing with an alien heartbeat. Onyx guards this prize jealously, dreaming of the day it hatches, unleashing a new creature of power to sow chaos upon the world. She whispers dark promises to the egg, promises of blood and dominion, a twisted hymn to a hatchling of nightmares. Finally, on the far wall hangs a cracked obsidian mirror. Its surface, rippled like a pond disturbed by nightmares, reflects not the room, but a swirling abyss of endless night. This is the portal to Mebruga, the Void Mother, a being older than time, a cosmic predator that hungers for souls. Only Onyx dares gaze into its depths, her whispers echoing through the mirror, bargaining with the entity for power beyond mortal comprehension. Beyond the sleeping quarters, the cemetery sprawls like a grotesque garden. Bones, bleached white by the malevolent sun, are strewn about like forgotten toys. Vacant skulls seem to mock the living, their empty sockets reflecting the chilling emptiness in Onyx's own eyes. In the center, gravestones lay like fallen teeth, cracked and defaced. Inscriptions, once testaments to the lives lost, are now marred by crude sigils and carvings, grinning skulls, flayed limbs, offerings to forgotten gods. Some stones lay toppled, others stand askew as if clawed from the earth by restless spirits. A colossal ribcage dwarfs even the tallest gravestones, dirtied by the ashen sky. It stands open like a morbid gateway, ribs jutting out like grasping claws. At the cemetery's rear, a grotesque monument rises against the red twilight sky. Twisted branches, bound with barbed wire, form a towering effigy, adorned with the skull of a wolf. Gnarled roots, like grasping limbs, claw at the air, dripping with sap that shimmers with an otherworldly sheen. This is no mere memorial, it's a conduit of dark power, a beacon for nightmares drawn by the stench of death and despair. In a rusted cage on the left, guar calves huddle together, their wide eyes reflecting the fear gnawing at their young hearts. Their moos, once playful calls, are now choked whimpers as they sense the ravenous shadows that stalk the cemetery. A twisted amusement hangs heavy in the air, a promise of their agonizing demise, another grisly addition to the collection of bones. Last but not least, gaze your eyes upon the murder room. Barbed instruments gleam across the ground. Crimson stains, like macabre brushstrokes, mar the surfaces, whispering tales of screams silenced forever. And in a cage hung with razor wire, a prisoner gnaws at sanity, their every breath a defiance against the suffocating darkness. The atmosphere feels suddenly stifling, thick with an unseen miasma that prickles at your skin. Already thick with the cloying scent of decay and ancient magic, the air now took on a metallic tang, the scent of iron and fear clinging to the walls. You stumble back, your head throbbing like a drum. You clutch at your head, your vision swimming. The room spins, the crimson stains swirling into a grotesque kaleidoscope. The dizziness continues to intensify, the world tilting and blurring at the edges. Your legs buckle beneath you, and the obsidian floor rushes up to meet you. You try to move, but your limbs feel heavy and sluggish as if filled with lead. Onyx watches from the shadows, a cruel smile twisting her sunken face. You hear a chilling whisper of her voice, as smooth as polished bone and as cold as the grave. "Welcome, my newest masterpiece," she murmurs, her laughter echoing in the suffocating gloom. And as the darkness began to claim you, you knew this wasn't just the end of your journey. It was the horrifying beginning of something far worse.